The mic drop. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Big Mic Drop. Happy New Year to you, 2021. I know we had a New Year's show and it didn't quite go as well, but tonight we're getting started with a special show. I have a special guest on, classmate of mine, and we're actually going to ask the question and hopefully answer the question, is it corny to preemptively address a woman as queen if you don't know her? I know it's a popular thing. I know it's going on. But is it really appropriate? We're going to talk about it. I have my homegirl, Tisha Dixon, on with me. So we're going to get it started right now. I'm going to go ahead and get her on, and we're not going to waste any time. And we're also going to talk about this craziness that's going on in D.C. Later in the show. So without further ado, let me get Tisha on the line. Tisha.
Hello.
How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to the Big Mic Drop. You're my first guest of 2021.
Oh, great. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be a part of it.
Good. I'm glad you're checking us out. So without any further ado, kind of introduce yourself to the crowd. Let us know, what your thoughts are on this question. Is it corny to call a woman queen if you don't know her? You had some interesting views on that, and I wanted to bring you on and, kind of find out, because I feel like communication between black men and black women has been strained for some years.
Right.
So, let me frame it for a second. I feel like it's been strained for some years, but as we get into these trying times and more challenging times, we need to be vibing on a level. We need to be on one accord when it comes to communicating. Mm-hmm. So me asking that question is kind of a way to kind of get a woman's outlook on how men communicate to them, and let's kind of set some ground rules and barriers as to how y'all want to be communicated with. So go ahead and express your opinion on that.
Well, my name is Letitia. I grew up in Mobile, Alabama. I now live in California, Northern California to be exact.
Okay.
And I've had a chance to interact with men from the South and men from on the West Coast and the East Coast. And I was a little disturbed, a little disappointed, I should say, when you posed the question, should all women be called queens?
Right.
Because to me, the only answer to that is absolutely every woman should be called queens. And I know there was some disagreement as to why they shouldn't be. I know a lot of people had a different opinion, but I feel that in our community, especially the Black community, young girls grow up, many of them grow up. We know that the divorce rate is 50% or less, actually, in the Black community. So a lot of girls grow up without fathers in the home.
Right.
And so if you see a young lady out there that's not maybe behaving as you would like maybe not to her potential as a queen, and maybe she's not honoring herself or her body or what have you. A lot of times that girl didn't never have someone there to tell her, you're beautiful, you're special, you're important, you can do anything you want to do. So what happens is they run into some knucklehead boy, and the first time someone shows them any attention, they get excited and they believe it. They have no idea. So the fact that men were saying that is not something that should just come naturally, that you have to earn that title, was just a little concerning for me.
Now,
So
now, don't get me wrong. I didn't post that because I feel that way. I'm a married man, so I'm not. I don't feel that way. The reason I posed it is because a lot of times people say that, and they kind of come across disingenuous.
right, right. No, I
And
never thought you posed it for that
okay,
reason, but the responses that you received
right.
was what were concerning, because I felt like a lot of men in particular, and their response was like, no, that's a title that's earned. And I'm like, wow, like, were we not born great? I mean, although along the way some girls may lose their way, they need that just like men lose it. I mean, men especially when they're younger. I mean, I don't see the difference is what I'm saying, and I don't know if there's
Well,
someone else that want to chime in, but
well, yeah, we
that's
got some
just kind
people
of.
that. Yeah, we got some people like they on here. They want to chime in on this one. That's the reason I decided to go with it, because I'm like, yo, this is way more controversial than I wanted it to be. So I got the Skype line open. Let me go ahead and post the number. And if anybody wants to call in, we got to do one call at a time because I'm not a big operation. So, give me a call. If you don't get me, then, try to call back after one call goes off. All right. That's for the crowd. But no, I definitely want to open up the floodlines on this because I think people want to really express their opinion on it. It's very interesting. Thanks for your opinion on it. So,
You're
if you
welcome.
have an opinion, you can give us a call at 404-382-0420. So how is it up in Northern California, man? I grew up in Southern California for a few years when I was a kid.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
it's different. Well, I've been here for 15 years now, and the thing I love about Northern California is that it's beautiful.
yeah,
There's so much to do. I
yeah.
stay right by the wine country, by Napa.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's my thing. I love to go wine tasting and go to the vineyards, and
Right.
then you have San Francisco, you have Yosemite, you have uh, South Tahoe, you have Reno, you have so much right in the area. So it's just always something to do. And that's
Yeah.
what I love
Yeah.
about it. I think the people are totally different than what I'm used to in the South. And that took several years to understand. Um, and
It's very
so,
liberal out there.
yeah, it is very liberal. Absolutely very
Yeah. How,
liberal.
how you take how you taking that? How you like the liberalism out there?
Well, you know what? It's liberal, but it's still a lot of racism. So I'm always amazed that people say, "Oh, well, it's California. We're not racist out here." That's not true. So let me just. But they are very liberal, and of course, we're gonna always be blue. That's a beautiful thing. But I think that's more so for other reasons. But and
Right.
is but there is definitely um, a lot of. A lot of racism and things of that nature. I mean, it's a beautiful place. It's a nice place to live, as
Okay.
far as the weather. But we have our issues just like any other place. We definitely do.
So let me know if I'm getting too personal, because I mean, like I said, we're framing the discussion for when people call. So are you married, in your relationship? Are you single, just dating? How's that?
Uh, well, I'll just say, okay. So I have an ex-husband.
Okay.
I don't know if you know that I was married before, and we moved together out here to California from Mobile together, and
Okay.
so he's my ex-husband now. And yes, I have dated out here, and like I say, it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. It's interesting. I would just say men are definitely different in the South, but I've had good experience. I can never say that I haven't had a great experience as far as dating is concerned. And
Okay.
but my thing is, the difference. That's what I when we were talking back to the topic is if you're a person that kind of demand a certain thing from someone. I'm one that I don't. For one, let me give you an example. When we were talking about how men about calling queens, and sometimes what really bothers me on the opposite end of being called a queen is how social media is used so much for men. They call women out their name all the time. Like they forever calling women the B word or
Right.
the H word. And if I see someone on social media doing that all the time, people always say, "Oh, it's just a joke," or "It's just social media," which I know is a little bit off the topic for what you were talking
No,
about,
no,
but
no. This topic was just a way to
and to talk about different things.
let's
Okay.
get into it.
Well,
Yeah, I'm cool.
that part, social media, if I see a man doing that, I won't give him the time of day at all. Like I have no respect for men who constantly call women out their names. And I think that was the problem whenever you pose the question about referring them as a queen. They're so easy. You always see that on social media. Be this, even in a joke. And sometimes the joke do be, it's a little funny. Some of them, that B did this, that, but for someone who consistently calls women B's and H's on social media, I have no respect. I would never get that man time of day. I do not laugh at those kind of jokes. You would not see me laughing. If anything, I'll check them on it and say, wow, really?
Right.
But you posed the question about calling a woman a queen, and it's a problem. So I think that was really what's so interesting is that even in rap songs, and I listen to some of them, I'm not going to sit up here and act like I'm a Christian, but I'm not so holier than now that I don't listen to some music.
Right. Right.
Uh, so it's not that I don't listen to some of that stuff, but how is it okay? And whenever people get ready to chime in, this is what I'm interested in. How is it okay for us to be called that all the time? But then when you say call him a queen, why not? Even if you feel like she's out there doing things, say it's a woman that we know, um, black book is full. I mean, like she
Right.
got you. She's known in the streets, so to speak.
Right. Right.
What's wrong with uplifting her and saying, "Hey, queen, you know you you can be anything you want. You're a beautiful person. You have a beautiful spirit." What's wrong with saying that to someone? Because they do have that in them. They just haven't tapped into it yet.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it as long as you mean it. My reason for posing the question, and it wasn't really from the women's standpoint. And I'll say this: I got some homeboys out here. I'm not gonna call any names, but they real heavy on the my queen shit in people's chats and stuff and messages. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it comes across disingenuous. So,
Right.
and that's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of. It's like, look, if we're gonna be in this struggle with our women, whether they're married, we're married to them, dating them, or whatnot. If we're going to be in a struggle with our women, we need to be able to communicate with our women, and we need to be able to communicate effectively. And I
Mm-hmm.
think part of that is knowing boundaries. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, there's nothing. I mean, it's people that say that if you grow up in the north. Hold on 1 second. Yo, you on a big mic drop?
What they do, Playboy?
What up? What up? Hey, J Boogie. This J Boogie on the phone?
You already know.
Yeah, you hear him, Tisha?
Yeah, I hear him.
Okay, Jay Boogie, we got Tisha on the phone, Letitia, and Jay Boogie. What's popping, man?
What's her name, Letitia?
Yes. Oh, well, she
How
could
you
she could
doing,
speak.
Letitia?
Yes, that's my name, Letitia.
Okay, all right. I didn't want to get it wrong. I want you to cuss me out, but
I
you want to get it right.
wouldn't do that.
Was good. I'm listening to you, and it sounded very interesting. But I got my own opinion.
Well,
So
I would like to hear your
let's
opinion.
listen.
What's your opinion on the topic?
You want my opinion?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Uh, I'm gonna say this, and I'm not. I hear what you're saying, and I agree with that. What you got going on? From a male's point of view, I'm an author. I got a relationship book. I'm on book number 2. I write relationship books. This is what I do. This is my living. Um, I would like to say that as far as the whole queen thing, if you're not, I'm married. I've been married for 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, me and my wife been together for 20, but we've been married for 18. If you're not my mama, my daughter, or my wife, you don't get the title of queen.
Mm-hmm.
If you're just somebody that I'm dating or somebody that I'm just, you know what I'm saying, I'm just trying to figure it out with, the title of queen don't apply to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion.
Wow.
So, am I? I want you to tell me. Am I wrong?
Well, okay. I think it's different from married men. As a person who was married, I wouldn't want my husband walking around calling any woman queen, other than his mother or his sister. So that's just out of respect. So
Right.
let me say that absolutely no man, because my thing is that it's a respect thing. You just don't want to call in it because you only have one. Your queen is at home. So, but
Absolutely.
there is at home. So I don't think. But as far as dating, if you're getting to know someone, you say you don't know them, and I don't see anything wrong with the guy calling women queen. Some people may look at it as because I don't like when a guy calls me beautiful all the time. Like if that's all you have to me it's like you're trying to butter me up and you're just trying to say something to me to get into my head, because that's not appeasing.
Right.
So maybe that's how men know men. So maybe queen, maybe I'm looking at it a little differently than that, but maybe it falls in the same category that this man basically is just saying something, or they're just putting it out there just to get in your head and just to make you think you're special when they really don't feel it. So if it's that type of thing, then I get what you all are saying, that shouldn't be something that everybody go around just queen this, queen that.
Like literally, I don't mean to cut in, but say
No,
you're in
but
the
do.
mall and a guy approaches you. He's a nice guy. You know, what's up, queen? Whoop-de whoop, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you just so happen to walk by him again, approaching somebody else like that, or get his Facebook info, and he, approaching somebody else like that, or putting that out there. It kind of cheapens the title. And to me, I'm gonna be honest. I think a queen is something very special. I mean, with the queen comes a great deal of responsibility. It's just not a title of being royal.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're the queen of England, she has a responsibility to all of those people in England. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
As their queen. And any queen in the past, Cleopatra, any queen, Nefertiti, any queen in the past that's ruled has had it bared an ultimate responsibility to a people. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. I just don't know if I'm gonna put that crown on everybody's head. Not saying I'm gonna be disrespectful. Or call you out your name. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go one step further, Mike. Queen bees, because there's a queen in insect groups. There's a queen in all of the dynamics of life.
Right.
So there's a queen bee. There's a queen ant.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
They build. That's what they do. That's why they get the title the queen. If I meet somebody and I'm dating somebody and I'm trying to get to know somebody, you're not a queen because I don't know you.
Right.
I'm not going to call you queen until I know you. That's why I say I'm gonna leave that title to wife, mama, daughter, because I know them. I've had them. Like I said, my daughter I've had. My wife is my wife, and my mama had me.
But let's talk about. Go ahead.
Those people deserve the title queen.
But
I'm not gonna call some chick that I'm trying to date queen.
But let's talk about this too, though. What really makes a queen? Can there be a queen without a king?
Absolutely not.
Can there be a king without a queen?
No.
Absolutely not. There could be a king without a queen.
Oh no.
I mean, let's talk about really from a definition birthright standpoint. Go ahead, Tisha.
Well, I'll just say this. I think each can stand on their own. I'll just say that my opinion is that there can be a queen without a king and vice versa.
Right.
And keeping in mind that I still believe that all women have that potential to
Yes.
be princesses and queens. Whether they tapped into it or not is a whole different story. So I just want to say that. Now, as far as I don't think no man, because the Bible, I don't know if y'all are Christians or whatever, but the Bible speaks of um just how much a woman does for a man. So I don't think a man can reach his potential as a king without a good woman on his side. Whereas if
About that.
if he get a woman on his side that's
We're
not,
talking about a marriage, right?
well, we're talking about marriage,
We're
but
not talking
even
about
in a
relationship.
well, even in a relationship, it kind of goes. It
I don't
was
think
a
the
little
Bible's talking
different.
about relationships. They're talking about marriages, though.
But
But
y'all married. Well, I'm on the phone. Well, I don't know who else on the mic, but I'm on the phone with two married men. So I'm just saying.
hey, we in front of 100 people. Hey,
Well, they need to chime in because I'm talking to married men, so I keep going back to that. But
right.
I'm just saying. But I guess another question would be, Mike, and then I know you want to probably finish that. I'll let other people get to what is a queen and what is a king. But another question I want to ask: how do men uplift women? Because we also need, as much as we uplift you all the time, what is it that you all can do for these girls? Because as a mentor, it's so many broken women and girls, young
Right.
girls in our community, and men just constantly want to call them out their name and constantly want to call them
Right.
B's and H's to the point that they laugh, and that's not funny to me.
But here's the point with the B's and H's. You can't dance to it 1 minute and then not want to be called it the next.
Wow.
Like
Right.
it's like
Really?
yeah, really. Like honestly, look at Snoop. Look at how Snoop was dogging Cardi B out about the WAP song. But look at what Snoop did. Snoop has no room to dog anybody out
Right.
about being disrespectful on music. So as far as the people with the music that are making the music, it's people buying the music. It's people listening to the music. The music is constantly being drilled. And here in Atlanta, I'm gonna be honest. If you waking up with your kids listening to the radio station, they done heard trap, pussy, F, B,
Everything.
everything in the morning. You see what I'm saying? Before they go out to school, before they eat their breakfast and go out to school. So
right. And let me be clear, Mike, because I love Snoop. Snoop has evolved. So I don't want no disrespect to Snoop whatsoever. Because Snoop has evolved. Snoop is on a whole different level than the early day Snoop. So he has family. He has kids. He's coached his football team, his son's football team. He's been married for umpteen years. You know what I'm saying? So the Snoop that came out with Bitch and all, you know what I'm saying, the Too Shorts and all of that, those are the older, that's the older version of
Too Short just had a daughter. That's ironic to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
I mean, I get that. But I'm just saying, Snoop has sons, but it doesn't matter whether he had a daughter or a son. He got a wife. You know what I'm saying? But then you evolve.
I mean, you evolve, but sometimes you gotta shut the fuck up though. I'm gonna be honest. Excuse my French. You can evolve and shut up.
But Snoop has made gospel albums. He ain't still talking about bitch and all.
But
I get it. But you still evolve and shut up.
That much. He hasn't changed.
He just called Gail one last year on the online and had to apologize.
You know what? And I might call somebody one tomorrow.
We got another visitor to the.
So
hey.
But check it out though.
Hold on, Jay.
What they say about throwing stones?
Hey, you don't throw stones when you live in a glass house. That's what I'm saying to Snoop.
Absolutely. Ain't nobody perfect.
That's what I'm saying to Snoop.
But I'm just saying, the Snoop that I listened to and grew up on is a different Snoop than this Snoop that we know now.
What you're saying, it sounds like, and you said you had a book. I want to make sure this isn't the part. Your first name isn't Shaquille, is it? I know he calling you something else. Okay, I'm just asking. I'm just asking because I just bought a relationship book, and I just wanted to make sure that wasn't your first name.
Hey,
you said you're an author, but it just seems like what you're saying is it's okay. People always tend to make it okay for men, but when women do it, it's a problem. And don't get me wrong, I'm not okay with a lot of things that Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, and all them. You know, it's a bit much.
Right.
I ain't gonna say it's some things you just can't. It's not like it used to be with
Hey,
the women.
hey, Tisha.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to break in, but I got a single male online right now. He's coming
Okay.
in with us.
Okay.
This Third Moon Chop, man. It's my homeboy. He a rapper. He's single. Chop.
What's going on?
What's going on, man? You on with me and Letitia and Jay Boogie? What's popping?
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I was
Good, good.
listening in on it, but the thing is, the reason why is she a woman. You're a woman. You're not a man. You can't do what a man do. It just ain't gonna happen. We're gonna do what men do. You can't try to get in right now. There's no room for women. It's just what men do. Women do what women do, and men gonna do what men do. That's what it is.
Okay. As far as what though? Like what is men and men, women, and do it? Because I mean, honestly, to me, there's no
She says
boundary.
it's like she says it's like I'm just saying to what she said. It's a double standard. It's
It
not
is
a
a
double
double
standard.
standard.
No,
Oh,
I
it's
don't think
definitely a
so.
double standard. It's
It's
definitely a
just
double standard.
certain things
Go ahead.
women do and certain things men do.
So are you saying that it's okay for
Hey, Chop,
Snoop?
Hold on,
you
Jay.
go
Hold
ahead
on,
and
hold
play
on,
that.
hold on. She asked it. What'd you say?
So I was just asking him, are you saying that it's okay for men to call women out their name in music? It's okay for them to call us B's and H's and all those type of things, but for the ladies, they're supposed to do something different. They're not supposed to.
Yes,
They have to
yes,
carry themselves in a more
yes,
respectable manner.
yes. Most definitely, most definitely.
Why
That's
is
you hit it
that?
on the nail on the head because you're the
Why is
woman.
that?
Like y'all ain't for this. This is not what you want. You is supposed to you supposed to present yourself with class at all times. This ain't. It's a woman. Men is trash. We gonna do bullshit every time.
You say
That's what
men
men
trash?
do. We are men. Let us do the bullshit. Cuss, fuss, all the bullshit. You supposed to be the woman. You don't supposed to get on our level and stoop down to bullshit with us.
Hey
Okay,
man,
so to
hold on.
stop
I got
some of these
another
women,
caller. Hold on. We got another caller in.
That's what it is.
Did I miss the call? Oh, y'all got to call back. This is getting juicy. Go ahead. Go ahead, T.
so I was just asking you. So what?
Letitia or Letitia?
Uh-huh.
Hey man, we got Chris Jones in the building.
I don't agree with you.
Hold on, I got a caller. Hold on, we got another caller in. Hey, somebody got to turn their radio down. I'm getting feedback. Go ahead, Jay. I got to call back.
Yo,
This is getting juicy. Go ahead. Go ahead, T.
That's just real shit, man.
Hey man, we got Chris Jones.
My bad. What you say, man? What you say?
Yeah. Hold on. We got another caller in. Hey, somebody has their radio, their Facebook up.
it definitely.
Yeah. I can't
And I'm
hardly
getting
hear.
feedback.
That's just real shit, man.
What's going on?
You may need your
It's
just
Chop.
kind of
Chop,
mute
you
his
got all
phone.
that going on in the background, man. Go ahead, Jay.
Mute me.
All I want to say, Chop came in like a damn like a samurai.
Okay.
Yo, Chop. I get what you're trying to say and all of that, but I don't agree with you because that's not what I came on to say. I came on to say that when it comes to the whole queen thing, it's specific. It should be to a wife, a daughter, a mama. Because I've been married, like I told you, like I said before, I've been married for 18 years. Me and my wife been together for 20. If she comes in the club or wherever I'm at, sports bars, wherever I frequent, because I do a lot, and she comes in and I'm calling somebody else queen, she's gonna be looking at me kind of funny because that's not a term that I normally use with just a random chick.
Hey.
Random chicks don't deserve queen things.
We got another caller in. Who we got on the line?
Time in.
Right.
Okay.
Hey, we got another caller in. Who's on the line with us?
Okay.
Hey, what up, Mike? It's Tawana.
Tawana, hey, I'm glad we got another woman in the building, man. It was getting thick in here. What's up?
Yes. Hey, Tawana.
Man, what's up? Jay Boogie.
What's wrong with you?
What's up?
You already know.
So, my fellow Midwesterner, Jay Boogie. You know, I got you for most of this stuff, but okay.
But
so
you said a but. Go ahead.
I said a but.
Jay Boogie.
Okay, I was with y'all, but I'm thinking that maybe some of this queen might be getting mixed up a little bit with sister.
Sister, yeah, queen, sister, mama, wife, all that goes in the same realm.
In the day, in the 60s, 70s, whatever, you know, and even today here in DC, dudes be walking by, they call me queen, they call me sister, they call me beautiful, whatever. Ain't no thing.
Mama.
It's the other little chocolate city, whatever.
Right.
My husband, if he call you, he from the South, he a Georgia boy.
Okay.
He call somebody sweetheart, sweetie, queen, whatever. I ain't got no problem with it. He a Southerner.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's the difference.
Yeah.
My
Most
husband
definitely.
somebody my queen.
Oh, okay.
He can call somebody queen, but don't say my queen. What's up, my queen? No.
Yeah, I like that.
What else was we hitting up? We was hitting up.
Man, we finna hit up a lot, man. Go ahead.
Lord. I don't know if he was trolling, talking about men can do something different than what women can do.
Oh, he on here?
No, I'm dead serious. In fact, this is what's going on.
And Snoop.
Okay, let me say something.
You already know I got
Hold on.
with Snoop. Nah.
Okay, just check this out. Check me out right here.
Bees and hoes and
Hold
all
on.
that, but
listen here out.
I love Snoop. I love Snoop. Snoop has changed though.
Man, hey man.
No, he hasn't. Jay.
Snoop D-O-double-G is a weirdo.
He having war battles with these little young rappers. I can't even think of dude's name right now, but you know, my son was listening to him. But he all up having Instagram wars with them.
No, not Snoop D-O-double.
20-year-olds doing it.
Okay, I got to know that.
Well, let me ask a question, and I agree with her. Everything she said.
Go ahead, T.
Everything she said is dead on. I mean, like Snoop you don't necessarily change. You get older and mature, and he's not out there doing it like he used to. He pretty much retired in certain ways. So he's not out there like that. But Snoop is still Snoop. He's still all about the crime. He's still about all of it.
Yeah, yes, he
Snoop
is.
is a character, man. Snoop is only a character. He's only a character.
Bringing it back to us, this is my question to you all.
Okay.
Do the men on here have a problem, or let me ask you this. Do you, on a consistent basis, when you're just with your boys, refer to women as B's and H's? Like, I know not, maybe
hell
not, you know,
yeah.
like, y'all, is that what you do?
You say hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
Hey, hold on.
Absolutely not.
Let's listen to Chris Jones. Chris Jones ain't said nothing yet. So Chris Jones, you take this question.
No, hold on. Let me say this first, right? Chop, I gotta say something to you right quick, director.
Yeah.
You kind of took me aback and caught me off guard, because not to throw any ageism in there, but you look and sound too young to be thinking the way you do. You
what you mean?
You're kind of like that caveman mentality. Yeah, I need you to explain to me, what do you mean by we can do certain things, they can do certain things, we can't, this, that, and the third. Please elaborate.
It's in the Bible. It's in the Bible, man. It's in the Bible, man.
Oh man, there's a lot of shit in the Bible, man. Come
It's
on.
in the Bible.
What part of the Bible?
Come on.
Hold on. I'm gonna put y'all on hold and grab my Bible.
It was men first. It was men first. You feel me? The woman is just somebody's there for our company. The man was here first. You gotta respect the woman at all times, especially while she's pregnant. But the way we talk about it while I'm cool with my partner, that's different, because they talk about us the same way. Like, I'm not gonna disrespect her.
Hey, Chop, to her question though, she asked, do we out of their presence amongst the boys, do we call them bitches, hoes, or what have you? Use all these derogatory terms. But you just
Yeah,
said you respect them or you respect
yeah,
them.
yeah.
So
Most definitely respect them to the utmost. Queen, yes, ma'am. All that in their face.
but at the
Yes.
same time, you would still emphasize the usage of bitches and hoes though?
Oh man, that hoe ain't by shit.
But he telling the truth. You know what? That's
Hey,
I
hey,
honestly
It's
hold
just
on,
what it
hold
is.
on,
It's
hold
just
on.
I
what it
honestly
is.
think he's being more honest than some other people would be,
You
because
got
I
Yeah.
to.
know
You
how
got to be
men talk,
genuine to us
and
because it's just the facts. Like
I
these
know a lot
women
of
out
men that
here
they
ain't.
Let her talk.
It's some
Let
good
her talk.
women out here, but
Let her talk.
it's some dog, dirty dog.
Hey, go ahead.
Yeah.
right. But okay, so I understand what you're saying. You being real right now, and it's a lot of men that do that. I've been surprised at times with people that I know that never use that kind of language around me, and just so happen to overhear them and talking to their boys and how they come off. So men do that. But my point is, you that is not helpful at all to our community at all. Like, women are the backbone a lot of times for men. We hang in there with you all
Absolutely.
from here. So how is that helpful? You see a woman out there, it is some women out there that it's a lot now, especially who a man come say something real quick that night he can hit,
Right.
and the next night she with someone else. That happens. But why are our young girls so broken? And why are the
Right.
men not stepping up to change this and to help better them? Is what my point is. We have to change the way you all behave as well as the way we behave. Women, we don't have it together. I always say, and women get mad at me when I say this. Black women, this is another topic for another day. We're often so angry, and we're not like a lot of other races when it as far as women.
Right.
We don't make it easy all the time for men.
You know
Why is
something?
that? And so on the flip side of that, where are men at that's going to uplift us? Where are men at that's going to turn that around? And he some kind of way, like we lost him, but
He got lost. I don't know what happened.
yeah, but I
But
want him to hear, like I want to say, what can we
Mike.
do moving
Mike,
forward to
hey, I
change
got
that?
I got a call. I got a caller in. So let's
Yeah, but we can't have 15,000 people though.
bro. I got
It's gonna
new
be,
people. I got new people coming in, man.
Okay.
Hey, who we got on the line?
Mike,
Yo,
it's Q.
what's up?
What's going on? What up, Q?
Q,
What's good? What's good, brother?
What's good, brother? Y'all crazy. But real quick, 'cause I ain't gonna stay on here long, because like Jay Boogie said, we got 50 million people over here. No, Q, hey, y'all, no,
Hey
Q,
man,
no,
this
you, my
popping,
brother.
man. Hey, look, check it out, man. Hey, I'm gonna stop taking calls when I don't want to take no more. Go ahead.
I get it, but Q, hey, I know Q got something to say.
Well, no, I was just to answer her question and answer a lot of questions is it starts with the family. You don't have a queen without a king. Even if you do have a queen over a kingdom, she's still the head of a family or the head of a government. So trying to approach from a singular ordeal like me just trying to go out and help a female on the street by uplifting her or whatever, it all starts back with the family. It starts with the fathers not being in the picture. It starts with, the mamas not trying to raise their sons to be young men instead of trying to have them as they, try to treat them like they the man of the household when they're a child. They got to have a child.
Absolutely.
It's organization. It's the village. It's the thing that we don't have anymore that has been systematically taken away from us.
I love you, brother, and that made perfect sense. That made perfect sense.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us think about the queen. We're talking about queens. We're talking about kings like they're singular. They're supposed to be together. There is no queen without a king. There's no king without a queen.
Well,
I mean, and so in history there have been, but still they were part of a bigger group. The queen oversaw the kingdom, the king oversaw the kingdom.
But let me ask you this, Q. So take it into today's society. A father without a mother that's raising a boy, or a father without a mother that's raising a girl. So king and queens are titles that we give people that we heard through history, and we give people. But when you have one without the other, that's raising a child, is it effective?
I'm gonna be honest. Let me kick in because here's the deal. I think whenever you're in a situation of being fake is when you have a problem. And I'll say this: if you know, everybody wasn't kings and queens that came from Africa. Let's be honest. My neighbors from Africa, and ain't none one of them kings or queens, bro. They'll tell you.
Absolutely.
So I think the thing is, but I think the thing is this: I'm not disparaging my neighbors. They'll tell you they're not royalty. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's like reserved for special people that have special responsibilities. So my thing about this is I think we got to be careful not to engage in what I like to call mental masturbation and creating this fake Wakanda-esque type of existence when it's clear we're existing in some oppressive bullshit. And regardless of how good we're doing, we're just doing the best we can do. Because and so we tend to internalize and turn inward and start coming up with these fantasy type of titles and things like that.
Right.
Like, look, you can be respectful, you can uplift somebody, and you can do a lot of different things without pumping a false sense of anything into their head because you're not doing them any favors.
And Mike, real quick, Mike.
Go ahead.
The fact of the matter is, as we all know, there's so many laws.
We got two people talking at the same time. Hold on. Go ahead, Twan.
Oh, my bad.
Because you use the Wakanda reference. So taking all that what you just said, right? We trying to deal with the oppression and suppression and all that that's in our minds. And taking what Tisha said earlier. We don't know, what a person's background is and the trauma and all that they done been through. So my question, because it seems like those who are against it believe you gotta earn and deserve to be called a queen. So if you start to plant the seeds in the person that you don't know, just like she said earlier, there's a reason for that. Why can't we build this Wakanda that way?
Yes.
She is acting like a hoe. She acting like a hoe, but because you this fine brother, and I don't mean like looking good, but you're that fine brother in the neighborhood.
You talking about me? You talking about me, right?
Anybody, just raise your hand. Anyway.
Fine brother and mentor, in the neighborhood, and you like, you can start off a princess. You shouldn't be acting like that. You were meant for greater, yada yada yada.
Yes.
Does she really have to deserve that?
No.
Yes.
No, nobody has to deserve an uplifting word. I think that's all in the person that's speaking to them. And that's all in what you perceive and what energy you get off of them, what blessings or what jewels you drop on them.
Yeah.
Well, I think Tawanda she's so on point with this because that is my exact what I've been trying to say the entire time. You all have to change the way you're thinking about it. You keep thinking of queen as if they have to be because they named the queen of king, but guess the queen of England and the queen of this and queen. But guess what? They never taught us that. We came from slavery. They pitted us against each other. And that's exactly what we're doing to this day. So how can you have a problem with calling a woman a queen, even if she have whole tendencies? How do you have a problem with that? But then you don't have a problem with your boys calling her out her name, calling her something else. That's not okay. Just like what she said, you plant that seed. It's so many of these absence. We have so many fathers that are not doing it. So we need men. We need mentors. We need you all to change your mind and stop saying, and I read something that somebody, it kind of flashed kind of fast, but they said some people are peasants. And that to me sounds, I'm sorry, I think it was Amber, but I think
it's okay. It's okay.
That is like, no.
Yeah.
They may act a certain, we have to change our mindset in order. And as a mentor who have mentored young girls, I know how much that makes a difference. Even just from me telling them, nobody's ever told a lot of these girls, or boys, you know, what are you doing when
Or
you
boys.
graduate? If they say they don't know, I said, you could go to college. They never heard anyone say that. So these girls that are acting that way, all of them, but 90, probably, I don't know what percentage, a high percentage of them never had that father there, never had a male figure to come in and to uplift them.
Right.
Why are we reserving queens for, like, oh, you got to be extraordinary, you got to be,
No, I'm not
that's what
saying.
I feel like you all are saying.
No, I'm not saying that by far. I'm not saying that
But
by far, but why does it have to be that necessary? Why does it necessarily have to be that term?
Right.
Okay, so what term would you like to use
I
to
mean,
uplift women?
look, I prefer the term young lady,
Young lady, or
How is
young
like
that
lady,
uplifting though? Because
miss,
all of us are
or
young ladies.
like
That's not,
Tawanda
it's
said,
nothing
sister.
uplifting about young ladies. So let's
sister.
find something that we can say that's gonna make these women feel, because when you say queen, that says it all.
So, but let me ask you this. So if I'm over here and I'm calling them queen, but somebody from their neighborhood calling them the B word,
Mm.
how do you think that resonates in their mind? And I'm not saying that nobody deserves to be called that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not advocating calling nobody out their name, no female out their name, being, you know what I'm saying, disrespectful, whatever, at all. But if I'm over here calling them queen because maybe I want to get some, or maybe I want to make a good impression, but then somebody over here calling them B, how is that making them feel?
Right.
It overpowers it. Positivity, you have to believe. The more, if you have someone over here in your ear telling you, you're you know what, you're special. You can do whatever you put your mind to, and it's genuine. You're right. There are some little snakes out there that's just trying to, but it's
There's
like
some
young
women out there that
men.
straight up identify as savages, and you might accidentally call one a queen.
Right.
It's a movement now within amongst our women, and that's all women,
Right.
that they actually identify themselves as savages.
And let me
They
be
don't
clear,
even feel that they're queens.
because no one
You make
told
it sound
them,
like
because
wild.
no one, because it hadn't been planted in them. And that's what I'm saying. Why are men still so reluctant, even as grown? So some people, I'm saying, I see Fred and a couple other people saying stuff like, it's okay with uplifting kids, but it's a lot of grown 40-year-old women out there that have low self-esteem, and they
Yes.
need
Right.
men.
I
We
get you.
need our Black men to step up
Right.
and help with that. What
Yeah.
is wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with that at all.
Nothing's wrong with that. Nothing at all.
Go ahead, Chris.
Not call
Hey,
them
but look, we can all
the B word.
articulate it.
Hey, Chris been waiting for a minute. Go ahead, Chris.
We can all articulate it because we all know what should happen or what it should look like. But the problem is, or I shouldn't say problem, kind of to Jay's point, we use certain terminology and apply them to people at so many different times in their lives for so many different reasons, creating so many different levels. How do you actually even know how to meet people where they are to properly address it? I mean, Chop, I wish Chop was still on here,
Yeah, he
but
got off.
he straight up told us, me and my boys call them bitches, hoes, or whatever else. But in the next breath, he said, yeah, we respect them, or we look up to them, or we call them whatever, queen or whatever. So it is your upbringing or the lack thereof, of the lack of that man, that fatherly figure being in the house to train, nurture, develop these young boys or what have you. When you have women stepping in, trying to teach a boy how to be a man. I mean, there's so many problems, so many levels to this that we have to address. And it's just, it's a difficult thing.
Let me engineer it. Let me put it in simpler forms, man. And it's something I read. It's nothing I came up with, but it's something I read from a book called The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. If y'all ever get a chance, pick that book up. But it talks about marriage, it talks about love, talks about relationships, everything. But it's like a book of poems or whatnot, So, but when it discusses marriage and when it talks about relationships with people, and I don't even think it's just about a relationship with a husband and a wife, even though this particular, verse was about a husband and a wife. But you got to think about pillars in a building, on a building.
Mm-hmm.
You got to think about how a pillar sits and what a pillar represents. A pillar sits by itself, it's singular, but it sits right next to another pillar and another pillar. And together, all of those pillars being together and locked up and on message is what keeps the building intact.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? We got some people coming on the line. Who we got on the line? Welcome to the Big Mike Drop.
You got Scooby on the line.
We got Scooby. What's happening?
Up, fam?
What's happening, fam? How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. Happy New Year to you.
Same to y'all.
Yeah. What we got, Scoop?
My point is this. I was raised without a father being in my life, but I still learned the value of being somebody because I was taught at a young age to be able to realize who I was as a person.
Right.
So that makes a difference. And a lot of things is because of the values that were instilled in you when you were younger to make you feel that you're somebody, that nobody has to create you to be a queen or a king.
Absolutely.
Put that value on yourself.
Okay.
Right.
Most definitely.
That sounds 100% correct.
Most definitely. It's about a little bit of accountability though, huh?
Right.
It's about, accountability. So, we got Third Moon Chop back in the building. Hey, and we got somebody else online. Who's online right now? Thanks for the call, Scooby. Ronnie.
Right.
Yeah.
Ronnie, we got Brick. Stay on, Scoop. Stay on, Scooby. Don't go nowhere. Big Brick, what's happening, man?
What's going on with you, man?
Man, cool, man. What's happening, Ryan?
Man, I'm good, man. I was listening. I've been listening. You've been on today, man. It sounds like there's a competition between being crossed between, is it corny to say it and should it be said?
Okay.
You know what I mean? When I see a person that call every woman he see a queen, it's like you said, I know it's not original. And because it's not original, I know it's not uplifting. I know it's not something that they're trying to say to bring the woman up.
Right.
Because it's too much of a subjective word, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because what's a queen to Big Ron? It may not be a queen to Big Mike. It may not be a queen to Chris. It might not be a queen to Boogie.
Okay.
So it's like, for me personally, a queen is someone I will see and recognize that X, Y, and Z is something that's queenhood about this particular woman.
Right.
But even then, I may not call her that, even though I see it in her.
Right.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. I think what's corny about calling a woman a queen is the divisiveness that could be in it.
Right. It's not really knowing where you're coming from. It's like I say, it could be from the heart, or it could be a ploy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So should the word be avoided as a whole? Is what, you know what I mean?
Exactly. It's like when we were down, in the South, like we was down in Georgia, and everybody want to say "shawty." Look at what's up, shawty. What's up, shawty. What's up, shawty.
They used to say that to tall chicks too. That was funny.
I remember.
Right.
They call dudes shawty too in the South. I was just about to go there. I remember back in the late 90s, shawty was a female.
Right.
Everybody is shawty.
Right.
Everybody shawty.
Shout. That's so old school.
Nah, that's still go down, bro. That's what's happening around here, bro.
That's the culture, man.
That's the culture.
You know nobody said shouting no more. That shit over with.
Right.
Nah, bro.
Child,
I was about to fight.
Bro, look.
Right.
Hey, I'm mayor here in Baltimore. Just called somebody shorty.
You know, and until I'm sorry, what's my lady's name that's online with us?
Tisha?
Yeah. To her point, it's like most of the time when you hear that, it's gonna be some type of, blueprint or playbook behind it.
Right.
That's just the nature of things,
Mm-hmm.
Personally, me, and when it comes, like she said about calling somebody a B word, I have never, even in anger, if this is gonna sound like a lie, but I'm gonna tell it anyway. Even in anger, I have never called a woman the B word.
Woo.
Never.
I wish I could say that.
I wish I could say that too. Only about I had a dad that when that word came out your mouth, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I like the show tonight. I'm digging it.
Man, I appreciate it, brother. We appreciate you calling and dropping your opinion, Big Brick, man. We need to hear more from you, man.
All day, bro. All day, bro. Appreciate it. Now I got the number locked in. You know what I'm saying? I got the number locked in.
Hey, what y'all call Dr. Dre wife? What we call Dr. Dre wife, man?
I don't call her shit. I don't know.
Dr. Dre wife. What?
She Dr. Dre wife.
That's a hold of me.
Nah, bro.
Dr. Dre is calling her a hoe too in the fucking aneurysm bed.
Hey man, Dr. Dre called every woman a hoe, man. Dr. Dre calling everybody a hoe.
Guess what? Y'all let these hoes drive y'all crazy. They gonna drive you crazy. You gonna be dead around this hoe. So you need to just call up and get on out the way.
Look, man. Dre made a living off of calling women hoes.
That's what. That's his character. That's their character. That's their character. If I made $1 million in that character, I gotta stay.
I'm gonna ask this question. Let me ask this question. What do we really gain? Now I would be a fool or a liar. I would lie if I sat up and told you I've never disrespected or called a woman out her name to her face.
And me too. And I'm a relationship.
Hey, I done did all that. Look, so it ain't no casting stones, no glass house. But one thing about being older, which is kind of why I'm with Snoop, sometimes you just gotta shut the fuck up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't really speak on everything.
It's called being a man. It's called being a man. Bigger man. You gotta be the bigger man out of the situation when a woman involved.
Right, look.
You can't let a woman piss you out.
Here's the deal. But here's the deal. We are at a critical mass situation right now. I don't know if everybody's been looking at what's going on. As Black people, especially, we are at a critical mass situation. We cannot afford to have these internal battles going on between us and the people that have our children, which are women.
Right.
Talk that talk, Mike.
We cannot continue to have this. Now you got low down pieces of whatever all over the place.
Have it inside. You have it in your car by yourself. You don't have it in front of the woman.
You say what?
No, you can't. No. You can have all type of conversations behind closed doors. You don't disrespect a woman in the face or in the public. That's lame. Nobody do that. Like, how you a man and you battling with a woman in the public, calling her bitch online? Like who? That's lame. You just call a bitch in your mind, or call a bitch in your mind, or when you walk away, or to your homeboy. Like I said, man, that hoe is tripping. You hear me? You don't gotta say it. You don't gotta say it. Why she now? I'm gonna be a man. Like, all right, man. I'm gonna go and get out your way. You feel me? But when I get in the car, it's at the door. It's crazy.
Hey man,
the truth, cause that's what happened.
Hey man, y'all hold on 1 second, man. I gotta take myself off of here for 1 minute. Y'all keep going.
You know, hey man. He doesn't do you bad. I done seen the strongest and richest of dudes. This cut this out right here. Have you married? You married, my boy? Everybody married?
You talking to me, Chop?
Everybody,
yeah, I'm married.
Yeah, you married, right?
Yeah, I'm married.
Okay, have you ever thought about getting a woman with a better job?
Getting a woman with a better job?
Yeah, have you ever thought about that? Had that ever crossed your mind?
What do you mean? That my wife?
Yeah, I'm just saying. This have that ever crossed your mind before? I want a woman with a better job.
He don't have a one answer to say, even if it is.
No.
I'm saying, no, okay. This goes through a woman's mind all day long. You hear me? I want a man with a better job. This goes. You could have a better trade, and a girl leave you because you got a better trade than him.
Well, it depends on what he's
That's
doing
what hoes
at
do.
the
That's what
moment.
hoes do. That's what hoes do, man. It is what it
And
is. That's why they hoes.
Look, you just said it. Maybe perhaps that's what hoes do. Queens don't do that. Queens don't think like that.
Yeah. That's why I say I'm never gonna make that judgment right there on a woman.
Yo, man, y'all being
Well,
I'm
this
gonna
is
make
my
it the
thing.
judgment
Okay, he
behind the
came
door.
back in, so it's gonna mess up
I'm
for
not
a
gonna
while.
disrespect a woman in her face. I'm never gonna do that anyway. But we know what's going on. Feel me? There ain't no
Hey, man,
disrespect. It is
I
what it is.
I appreciate your honesty, man. That's why I'm glad you on here, bro, because you bought the most. You honest. And
Like,
I
what about the word? What about the word nigga? We got it. That's the word we need to ban. Nigga.
that ain't gonna
The N
happen.
word.
That ain't gonna happen.
It means so many things to different people, man.
Yeah. Hold
But
up.
hey, check this out. Check this out.
Yeah.
We've been on for a minute, man, and I can't let y'all go.
I'm trying to give you a
Yeah.
Hey, Mike. Let her give a wrap up because I'm interested.
Go ahead, T.
So like before the other lady called, what I was gonna say is the importance of the male role model, right? And the way that females were raised when they were young. My own well, it's not me, but a personal story that I had because J Boogie asked if he calling somebody a queen and somebody else in the neighborhood calling her something else. The seed was planted. I did not really understand the importance of it, right? I knew it in my head, but we have had family members live with us, females live with us. And my husband is the first, we may as well say positive role model, right? Because we all raised by women. I'm not understanding, I'm looking at how he is because I'm like, Dad, he's so mean, he's so this, he's so that. But he planted those seeds.
Right.
And so I think just simply by you planting the seed in the female, calling her a princess, calling her a queen, calling her whatever, is gonna outweigh what's happening in the neighborhood. And so even like today, she ain't listening. But one of my cousins, ended up naming her son my husband's, her child's middle name is my husband's first name.
Okay.
Like, I didn't even think it was like that big. She ain't lived with us, but 2 months. So it is very important that men are planting those seeds. So I think it's like, stop it. Like Brick said, we confusing should it be said versus is it corny. And I do agree that if it's just, I think that it dwindles down to a regional thing and a personal thing. Like we said earlier.
Right.
But that's all I gotta say.
Hey, we got Joanna on the line. Joanna, what's up?
All right.
Hey.
Sorry, I'm just now getting to dial in, but I just wanted to chime in.
Okay.
I don't know if that's good.
No, you actually made a pretty powerful post underneath the original post. You had a pretty powerful comment. So yeah, go ahead and start in. I think Tisha jumped in with you on that one and tagged you in it. So yeah, let's talk about it.
So my point that I was trying to make was when you carry yourself a particular way. Oh, I'm sorry. I think somebody's still going.
If you got your Facebook up, it's gonna get you some background noise. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the point that I was trying to make was how a person feels about themselves comes out. And I know that every man has been around a woman that they've gotten this kind of funky vibe where you could tell whether or not she had any type of self-worth, whether or not she thought highly of herself, or she was just kind of faking the funk and making herself be high maintenance when she really had a low level mentality. And so I feel like when you really know who you are as a person, man or woman, but I know the topic has, I think that comes out, and then the guy doesn't have to ask and wonder whether or not he's in the presence of a queen, because the woman knows that she's a queen. So what the guy is saying is basically supporting what she already feels about herself, and it's not a brand new statement because it's her mentality.
Nice.
Yeah, then it's not unfamiliar.
But at the
That's
same,
my cousin Jay. That's Joanna.
Where you at?
at the same time now, y'all know you could be a hoe this week and a queen next week.
Hey,
you could be a hoe this year and you could be a queen next year.
That's the truth.
You can change. People can change.
Right.
People can change, man. You can't hold it. You can't hold it against forever, bro.
Man, look.
You
Well, I
can't
think
hold
I
it
was
against
the
forever.
one.
Go
I
ahead,
was the
T.
one that commented under her post about that, and she was I forgot how she said it on Facebook, but it was a little bit different. But I agree with what she said. But that isn't the problem. A woman who was raised to believe in herself and to know her value is not the issue. That is not the issue. That woman knows who she is. She's not, no guy is going to be able to come to her, run any kind of game, especially if she was born with it. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but beep beep. You can't just fill her head up with all this because she was raised that way. That isn't the issue. The issue is, and I'm always that person fighting for the people who did not have some of the opportunities. And don't get me wrong, I didn't have the perfect childhood.
Right.
I did have someone. My mom was my biggest cheerleader. My mom and dad are still together. There was some, my childhood was still, let me tell you, it wasn't I ain't gonna say the Cosby because I don't like Cosby at all anymore. But anyway, it wasn't like, it wasn't the perfect family household.
I'm just playing, man. I'm playing. I'm playing.
But but what I'm saying is we all just keep thinking about how they're acting or how they're presenting themselves. And I'm saying is that if we come together, we start to learn to come together as a community. It's not about how I feel about myself or that I may know somebody that's filling my head up with all this just because they want some I know the difference between someone that's sincere and that's not, or I have enough confidence in myself that I carry myself a certain way and I'm not going to let certain things happen. It's not about that. It's about what we see. And what we see is a lot of girls, a lot of women are being influenced by social media, a lot of things around them, and they did not get that foundation. So I don't understand what is really troubling for me as I sit here and listen to each and every one of the men on the call. What probably breaks my heart the most is that I have yet to hear anyone say anything significant about uplifting all Black girls and women. But we couldn't laugh whenever, and I laugh when he was talking about hold this, she could be hold it. All that stuff is true. We could laugh when they say hoe and bitch, but when they say queen, oh, we get serious. Oh no, that's just for a certain woman. Oh, that's just for my girl. Oh no. Well, what are we doing to help change this? I think a lot of men, to be honest, and I'm gonna say this, and I may get a lot of, I think a lot of men got hurt by women. I'm gonna say this and then I'm be done. I think a lot of men have gotten hurt and they so bitter and hurt, and all they thinking about is that woman that may have played them and played them like they were playing them, and that they can't handle it. So now all of a sudden it's okay to call a woman an H. Cause y'all really bitter. A lot of men are bitter. They hadn't even forgiven that woman that ran game better than they did. That ran game better than they did.
Hold on, man.
I'm not gonna let you do that right now.
This going crazy. Jay Boogie.
Ain't nobody better. Nobody's better.
Jay Boogie. Go
Bitter
first.
in men bitter and mean don't go together. That
Chop.
don't go together.
Chop.
Because
That's
how
how
y'all
you
so
go
okay
first.
with the H word, but y'all want to be all specific when it comes
Trust
to
me.
the.
Trust me.
Y'all want to
It's
become
not the
all
bitter.
holier than thou when it comes to queen. Oh no, we can't call
No,
everybody.
okay,
No,
okay. But listen,
let's
listen.
get
When we ride in the car with y'all,
Chop.
y'all playing Megan Thee Stallion. Y'all calling yourself a hoe in a bitch. Y'all calling yourself this. Y'all said it. We just saying what y'all call y'all
Hey.
wonder.
Hey,
I'm
Jay,
not
We probably
rapping
wasn't thinking
the
about you don't
songs
like
they
Megan.
call
You don't
me.
think Megan fine. We probably thinking about you at that time. We just giving you a little something to get excited about.
hey,
Okay, then, but when that's what I'm telling you. It's just words.
Jay
It's not no disrespect. It's just words. As long as I ain't said it in your face, that's
Chop.
disrespect.
Chop.
What can you
Let
do
Jay
to
Boogie
uplift
go.
lift women though more?
Hey,
Let-
You got to stop making the WAP song. You
Let
got to
Jay
stop making
win.
the WAP song.
But I got a relationship book that's been out since 2016. It's called What a Man Really Wants to Say About Relationships. I done made plenty of money from it. My next book
Wow.
is Revive, out in spring of 2021, and it's a revised relationship book. So all of this, I'm just intaking. I'm just taking it in. I ain't gonna use names, but I ain't gonna use what you said.
Man, this is something to take in, brother. This is something that needs to be taken in and regurgitated.
All I'm saying is let me say this, and then no names, no dates, no nothing. You can't sue me. All I can say is I really appreciate what the women have said. I really appreciate what everybody has said. Chris Jones.
Yeah. This just been good combo, man. I appreciate that.
But especially the women, because the women were like heartfelt on what they said, and it resonated in me because I'm a dude. So a lot of stuff
that's it.
Absolutely.
We don't really realize what the women are saying from their heart, so we might dismiss it. But I heard y'all tonight, so
yeah,
I might put a little bit in my book about what y'all just said, and you know what I'm saying? Y'all can chase me down for the checks. Y'all might get we'll see what to do.
Hey,
you want my money, Jay?
At the end of the day, let me just say this, and I'm gonna be off.
All right.
What y'all women have said and has resonated and has made perfect sense. My thing when I started the show, when I said that I don't really call random women queens because I don't know them. I don't know if they're queens. If I meet somebody at the grocery store or the bar, I don't know if you're a queen, so I can't really call you a queen. I'm not saying that you're not a queen, but I can't call you a queen. What I can call a queen is my wife, my daughter, and my mama that's dead. You know what I'm saying? My mama, rest in peace, my mama. Those are my queens. Those who I call queens. Now, what I won't do to the random black woman out in society, I won't call you a bitch. I won't call you a hoe. I won't call you a slut. I won't call you out of your name because that is not your name. You are supposed to be treated as a queen. So I will not disrespect you. I will not call you out your name.
But I will treat you
So
like
you gonna treat her like a queen, but you're not gonna call her a queen.
I don't know her. I don't know her enough to treat her like a queen. I don't know
If
her.
she got black skin, she got black skin. She got black skin. She's a queen in my eyes.
Whatever. I can't
To her face, right?
queen if I don't know you.
If she got black skin,
But
she's
what
a
I
queen.
can
Just like if you got black skin, you was a king.
out of your
That's
name.
just what it is. We all kings and queens.
So let me ask you this, then. That's a good question. Do y'all
Go ahead.
believe the men for the
Can I
men? Do you
add
believe all
something
men are kings?
Hold on. Go ahead, Jay.
Yes.
Hold on, T.
Okay.
Joanna, go ahead.
No, go ahead, T.
Okay. I just wanted to just respond to what was just said by the other young lady on the line. I wasn't raised to feel the way that I feel right now. I fought to feel the way that I feel right now. So I went through enough in my life where I was looking at all of this stuff going on outside of me, failed marriage, all of this different stuff. And I realized the common denominator in everything that happened was me. And I had to decide who I wanted to be, what type of energy I wanted to put out there in the world for myself. And I wanted to make sure that whatever I put out there, if it came back to me, even on this line tonight, I need to be cool with 5 years from now if this pops back up in my face, I gotta be good with what came out of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
my
real queen. Real queen.
Good point.
That's real queen.
whether or not anybody ever does it for me, man, I have made tapes for myself and played them back for myself because I knew my own cycle. And
Mm-hmm.
to hear my own voice coming back to me to tell me, hey, on this day you were feeling this way. So this is what you need to do to make sure that you feel this way for the rest of your life. And so I mean, I've been through illness, I've been through a lot. And so I wasn't raised to feel this way. I have family members that I'm fighting to help them feel this way, to give them the encouragement that I didn't get.
Wow.
So
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I think is cool, but I think this too also points to the fact of within the Black culture, there's so much diversity. I feel like we are one of the most diverse people on the planet.
Right.
Your
Yes, ma'am.
experience
Yes,
sounds
ma'am.
like it was an awesome experience. My experience has been an awesome experience. Nobody can take away from the next person, but we all have something to give.
Mm.
So that's what I feel is that we are all responsible for that piece that we put out there in the atmosphere. And then when the negativity, when we see that negativity, it's something to be learned from that negativity. We got to chew the meat out of that negativity and spit out the bones. That's
Yes,
what I think.
man. Cuz I love you.
Love you too.
Happy New Year. And you know something, I love all y'all, man. I'm glad y'all came on to talk about this. And you know, Tisha, you got anything you want to say on the wrap up? What do you
Right.
think?
Yeah,
And I'm
I
gonna say what I
do.
got to say afterward because I've been kind of mediating,
Quiet.
but
Right.
go ahead and say what you got
Well,
to say.
if anyone, I just so appreciate, I really appreciate hearing what everyone had to say. And we had so many different uh viewpoints on the subject, and that was great. Like, listen to everyone. Hope I wasn't when I was reading some of the comments, I was kind of like, wait, did somebody just say that? And I hope I didn't offend anyone by
Nah,
saying that,
you're
because
good.
we all our opinions are valuable. But for me, I just want to say, I just feel like a lot of things fall on the Black woman. A lot of things, we are the backbone. Look at even the Georgia in the race. I hate to say it, but it was the Black women. I mean, men got out
No,
too.
I went out with my wife to vote. I can't.
Black men do vote
It
too,
was
but I'm
men
just
out there.
telling you,
Hey,
ultimately,
shout out to
in
State
our
Street.
community, you all can disagree with me. This is how I feel. Black women are so much of the backbone. And there are great Black men. Don't get me wrong. I would not say I have no regrets for even the man that I married. He's my ex-husband now. We were young. We met when I was 16. I have no regrets with that because he was a good man. He is still a good man. So I know a lot of good Black men, but ultimately,
That's real.
to be honest with you, we just need more Black men stepping up to be positive as opposed to negative, letting a lot of the hurt. I feel like a lot of men have been hurt by women, and women ain't. Oh, there are some scandalous women. There are
I'm
some
gonna tell
women that
you
have
who
done
the woman
things.
they've been hurt by is they've been their mamas in a lot of
Well, a lot
situations.
of men been hurt in relationships, and I
Amen.
see it because if you start dating someone, you can
Absolutely.
pretty much see it. They
Absolutely.
won't admit it, or they'll act like they don't care. But it's a lot of men that I feel like are bitter, and they're okay, because when you become so comfortable with your boys calling women out their name, calling them H's and B's while you're standing around, but then you want to be specific. I can't say that word right. I know I'm from the South,
It's
but
all
when
good.
you want to you want
No, you good.
to cherry pick calling her queen. And don't get me wrong, I understand with the husband. If you're married, that's something that you and your wife, I understand that could be a little tricky. But in general, if you're a single man and you're a bachelor, it's nothing wrong with saying, hey, queen. You never know how much that'll make some young woman's day. They
For
Right.
don't
real.
always, and it's
Oh
like,
God.
we need you all. So if nobody else take anything else from this, from me, and hopefully someone else will, trust me when I say, It's a lot of women pretending that they have it. It's a lot of self-esteem. It's a lot of women that are feeling down. There's a lot of women out there. You see how many women on Facebook want to be married all the time. They posting this, that, and the other. They having all these bad relationships.
Right.
It's a lot of single women in need of males coming through and uplifting them. And a lot of you don't feel like that's your job, but you can do that. You can be that. Y'all are supposed to be that.
And
Y'all got to stop dancing with each other in the club.
And what you just said is going in my book.
Hey, nah, man, that was.
I got you. I got you.
That was.
Y'all got to stop dancing with each other in the club, though.
Like it's several things. Go ahead.
I said she put a lot on the men. She put a lot on the men. Now the woman got to show and prove. You got to show up. If you want to get treated like a queen, you got to step in the shoe. You got to put that shoe on. You got to step in it for a year or two. You can't be out here on the internet bumping Megan Thee Stallion and your daughter in the back seat on the stories. Like, then you're in the club dancing on your homegirl. You won't give a good man a chance. These type of women I don't understand. You go out and you act like lesbians and don't give a man a chance. You call us thirsty. We doing too much. We call you beautiful. You say we fake. Like, how? Some women don't even think they beautiful. If you tell them they're beautiful, they feel like they ain't beautiful. I think you lying to me. So it's crazy. Women
Well,
gotta
that's when
step
you
up.
pull that woman to the side and call her queen, and then just walk off. That's what you do in that situation.
I'm gonna tell you this. In closing, I'll say this. I'm all for positively uplifting, not just women, but everybody, because we're all part of the same thing. I hear a lot of when it comes to the Black experience, and now it's become not just the Black experience, it's become the Black male experience and the Black woman experience in this country. All I'm asking us to do is to come to the table and look at our experience as a Black experience. Because I'm gonna be honest, you're not a woman first, you're Black first in this country.
Yes, now that's hard.
And if you were running up the streets, the steps of the Capitol yesterday, you would get treated like any other person, a Black person. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Or when Sandra Bland got pulled over, they didn't care that she was a woman.
Oh man,
what I need people to do, man, is I need people to start realistically, you know what I'm saying? Realistically looking at this. Excuse me, tongue twister. But start looking at this from a realistic standpoint. And I don't have the answers. I don't feel like we even came to the answer today. But the thing that gives me the most encouragement is the fact that we were able to have the conversation.
Yeah.
Which lets me know that people, whether we married, single, or not, it wasn't about hooking up. It wasn't about sex. None of that. It was about getting back to the basics of how we should communicate with one another. And I'll say this in closing. The queen is the most powerful piece on the board in the chess match. And for my chess players, you know what I'm talking about. The queen is the most powerful piece on the board.
And where you gonna be at the same spot at the house.
We have to protect our queens. Whether you choose to call a woman a queen or whether you choose to show it through actions. We have to protect our queens. We have to protect our earths. You know, the 5%ers call them the gods and the earths. What if a dude came up to you and called you his earth? You see what I mean?
Right.
The Black woman is the mother of creation. And, you know, honestly, we should all be calling her queen. White people, Mexican people, everybody should be calling the Black woman queen because she is the mother of civilization. I recognize this. And it's taken me years to recognize this, but I'll be honest, I grew up rapping. I didn't spit bitches and hoes all over the place. On tape, they can recall, they can pull up CDs, shows, everything else. Because it was part of it was part of the culture. It was part of the culture at the time. Just like using the word nigga was part of the culture.
Yeah.
But now, are we
Right.
going to transcend this old system? Look at what just happened yesterday in DC.
Nah,
You see what I'm
we gotta do
saying?
better.
And I'm gonna switch gears a little bit because I wanted to talk about it tonight, but we had such a
Come
good
on,
time.
man. Let's get 30 minutes up. We need
We're
30
gonna
minutes
get it in. But check it out. When you looked up and you saw that trash can, which is the Capitol, and you saw those maggots in the trash can, right? Invading and infesting the trash can of the Capitol. That let me know something about me as a black man. That let me know something about my wife as a black woman, T as a black woman, Tawana as a black woman. We have to be aware of where we fit at in our surroundings at all times.
Yeah, all right. And we gotta have each other back.
We in this together,
Talk that talk.
and we got to have each other's back. And that's why I
Mhm.
did this. I knew we weren't going to agree, and I knew it was going to be a good conversation. But guess what? Nobody disrespected nobody, and I love y'all for that. We could do this anytime. I'm not even going to get into what happened on the Capitol, man. We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah.
This went on an hour and a half tonight. I appreciate y'all for coming on. Tisha, I really appreciate you for coming on, and thank you for inspiring me to do this tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate everybody. It was a really good.
Can you
It was a
dog?
good
What we
conversation.
can follow you at?
I appreciate y'all.
What we can follow at?
on this
Well,
show.
you say you gonna follow me?
Hey, thank you,
What we can
Queen.
follow you at?
Thank you.
Nah,
IG.
Tisha, you're truly a queen.
I'm on the book. It's under Dixon
Y'all
Tisha.
Yeah, hey, you're truly a queen. Joanna,
Thank
you're truly
you.
a queen.
Every
Tawana,
female
you're
on this
truly
show
a
is
queen. Hey, Scooby,
For
you're
sure.
truly
And
a
you all
queen.
are kings. And you
Yes.
all are all kings. I just
Yes.
yeah, y'all
Yeah.
are. You are.
Yes. Now, guess what? Let's make these royal alliances for 2021, and let's do this
All
thing.
right.
All right.
Ladies
Sounds
and
good to
gentlemen,
me.
thank you for joining us tonight. This has been the Big Mike Drop, the 2021 kickoff edition. We love y'all, and we out. We'll see y'all later, man. Peace. Thank y'all. All right, Chopper. We out of here. Call me.
All right, man. How I get out of this?
Man, just